welcome to Raising Girls of Inspiration. My name is Angela.
And my name is Greg.
And we're a podcast that believes in living life to the fullest, loving every moment, and laughing every day. In this podcast, we discuss marriage, family, kids, life, work, just anything under the sun. We're so glad you're here today. We can't wait for you to come back again on the first and third Wednesday of the month. We will be posting. You want to see us live? Check us out on YouTube and Raising Girls of Inspiration. You will find our podcast there. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. So today, what we're going to talk about today, Gregory?
Love at first sight. But what's the topic?
Is love at first sight a reality? Is it a reality?
I want to start off with a, what is it called? I want to start off with a statistic, okay?
Okay.
Statistic says that 60% of individuals experience love at first sight.
Really?
That's what the statistic says. However, you probably fall in the 40. Well, based on our conversation, you fell in the 40%. Yeah, you fell in the 40%. But
because I don't fall in love with looks.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, because when you say you don't fall in love with look, is that what they're talking about when it's love at first sight? Just when you first see somebody, is oh my gosh, he looks like a mom. No.
Yes, it is.
It could be the way he or she carries themselves. It could be, it could just simply just be that person walking by themselves.
The physical attributions. Because if you don't have a conversation with the person, it has to be physical attributions. Whether they walk or they skip or they run or they wink at you, I don't know. Right? Is that because that's sight, right?
I mean, I guess so. Yes, I mean, I guess so. I guess that would be one. I guess that would be one of the factors.
Yeah.
That would be one of the factors, but that's kind of misleading to a certain degree. If you see someone and you be like, man, God, dog, a lot of times, statistically, I don't think longevity is something that really takes place with those particular individuals, because a lot of times lust can kind of get in the way of love.
So you're saying that if someone sees someone and they fall in love at first sight and they begin a relationship, it might not work, or it probably won't work?
I think it's a high probability.
It won't work?
I feel like it will work momentarily, because eventually all that's going to go away. Eventually, it's gonna go away. Just like, for example, long time ago, I've always liked cars, and I seen this one particular truck was a rodeo, black rodeo. It was just something about it. When I seen it, I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta have this rodeo. And as time go on, baby starts shaking and. Start shaking when you drive 80 miles per hour or 75 miles per hour, and it's just over time, the head gasket blow and things of that nature, and then over time you like, oh, and then I traded it in, so that's why I'm just saying sometimes it can be, but they normally don't last because all that stuff just wear out, Well,
I think I'm the type of person that, if I fall in love with something, like if it's just something that I just want, like, oh my gosh, I love that vehicle. When I get it, I'm content. Even if it starts breaking down or whatever, I just get it fixed. That's me. But if I just settle for things, then I'm not gonna be happy until I get what I know I want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's not the same for a person, though. I'm talking about a vehicle because you were talking about a
right.
vehicle.
But for a person, what about for a person?
I've never fell in love at first sight.
So you fall in the 40th percentile.
Of course. Have you? Which percentile do you fall in?
The 40 percentile.
Oh, okay.
But you know what though? You know what? I think I'm I'm trying to think really hard, but every time I think, I just can't recall an experience where I actually fell in love at first sight. Mm-hmm. I may show some mental interest.
Yeah.
But I never took it that far to where like, oh wow,
yeah,
this is the one. It's
yeah,
you know.
Yes, because your love. I don't know if I'll call it love pattern, but your thing when it comes to love is that you have interest, but then you wait to see if the female has interest as well.
I think that's important
before you take it any further.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I can't speak for nobody else.
Yeah,
but I feel like that's important because I guess my personality, I'm not finna be running around and chasing and just continue it because I'm not good with rejection. Mm-hmm. And so you want to kind of, because you know a lot of people, but you know successful people, even successful businessmen, mm-hmm. They get rejected all the time. Mm-hmm. And I've seen a lot of men growing up in my days playing football. I've seen men get rejected mm-hmm. all the time, but they just keep pressing, mm-hmm. and they finally get something, and then that person may eventually, you know, jump on the bandwagon. But I'm just not that aggressive individual male going out and, you know, oh, I gotta have this and just keep going and get my feelings hurt. Mm-hmm. You know, that's kind of me in a nutshell.
Yeah, how you know you're gonna get your feelings hurt if you don't try?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
but I never actually I felt uncomfortable when I put myself in those situations. Mm-hmm. You know, and then I just felt like, you know, especially if it's somebody you see every day, y'all in the same class or something, I'm like, dang, this chick just turned me down. You know, and then she talking to somebody else. I'm like, dang, I just, you know, what's wrong with me? You know,
ain't nothing wrong with you.
I know ain't nothing wrong with me.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Yeah. That's my philosophy. Like, dang, I can't. I mean, you know, I guess I didn't want it that bad.
Yeah, back in the day, I had somebody that I really liked. It wasn't love at first sight, but it was kind of, I don't know. I just really liked him, and he turned me down too. But he came along and came back around. So,
yeah,
you know.
Some people say it is described as infatuation or
talking about love at first sight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or
lust.
Or
yeah.
Attraction. Yeah.
Especially when it's two perfect strangers. You know, it's just two perfect strangers, and you just catch eyes and like, dang, that's love at first sight.
Right.
You know, but then I think you have to get to know the person to really be able to fall in love with the person. Mm. Because there's a difference between love and being in love. But you know what? I think I know how somebody could have love at first sight.
Okay.
What if they meet on a dating app and they start talking and
that's not love at first sight.
Communicating. Yeah. Well, then when you don't fall in love with them till you see them.
Well, you know what? You might be right about that because it's love at first sight.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've already kind of fell in love with the person themselves during the communication you've had with each other. And then when you see them, it's just like, boom.
Icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now.
Okay, that's a great area because that's not really what we're talking about, but that's the possibility.
That's the possibility.
Yeah.
So my question is, when people have one night stands, is that considered love at first sight?
Oh no.
One night
There's
stand.
No love. No. One night stands.
Back up.
No, one night stands are not love.
Oh, you just said lust.
No, you said lust. But I'm talking about when.
Well, we agreed that lust is a part of.
Okay, so maybe. Maybe a one night stand could be love at first sight. But one night stand means they're not going to stay together. It's just.
What do you mean it's not going to stay together?
Because it's a one night stand. This is only one night.
Right, but at the time it was a one night stand, but sometimes it carries over.
Okay, then that's not a one night stand. That's a relationship.
No, but the baseline is the one night stand. That's how it started.
Well, maybe it's just that somebody started dating and just had relations the first night.
Now I do know this. If I had to do a statistic, I do know this. I do know most people who have one night stands. Typically, I think it's a small percent of them actually having long lasting relationships.
They can't because it's a one night.
I know. I see it all the time. I say probably 1%. I see it all the time because I watch a lot of Judge Matthews, a lot of court shows, and things of that nature. It never works. It never. That's why I said I feel like it's a very small percent. But I just want to throw that angle out there. Because,
but if it's a one night stand, it's one night and then go away.
Right. But what I'm saying is, it could have been a one night stand, right?
Yeah.
And then because love at first sight or lust at first sight, right?
Okay.
You had the one night stand, and then it goes away, and then 2 weeks later, you decide to call the individual back, or he or she decided to call the individual back. They start talking again, but it was predicated. It was based upon the one night stand, the love at first sight.
Okay.
So yeah.
I guess I got a little different thing for you from love at first sight, because to me, love at first sight means that, dang, I love this girl right here. And usually something like that is not a one night stand.
Well, yes,
a lot of times one night stands is you just drinking and you hook up with someone.
Yeah.
But it's not really love at first sight.
Some of them. I understand what you're saying. It's kind of a
yeah, because one night stands is more like a dirty thing, not a love thing.
Yeah. Okay. I respect that.
I mean, but I see your point too, because it could go either way. But
yeah, I mean, I guess it can. You know, I mean, I guess it can go everywhere.
I just don't see it ending. If it's a love at first sight, I don't see it ending after one night. He's calling her.
You saying no ending?
No. If it's love at first sight and they end up hooking up the first night, I see him calling her again.
Yes.
The next day, I don't see him just ignoring her for 2 weeks.
Yes, that's great. That's great. No, that's good. That's a good point. That's a good point. But you know, however, that's why I say every situation is different. Mm-hmm. For you, me personally, I'm speaking for me. I think it's better to get to know someone. Mm-hmm. Learning that individual. Just like people do, I keep referring to cars, I'm so sorry. Well, people do Carfax, and they check on the status.
Carfax?
Yes. Okay. They do Carfax, and they check on the status of the car to see if they want to know the history. Okay. And once you actually know the history, and then it makes it a lot better now. Like, for example, if I see you at first, there's love at first sight, and I see you, and then we get to talking, and then everything just start coming together, and you start explaining to me your history, and I don't hear too much about you, and you're not like the high school heartbreaker or whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. Those things are appealing to me, and that brings me closer to you. I feel like it takes time. Mm-hmm. I feel like it takes time. I feel like love at first sight will kind of rush things, and I feel like it would kind of, I don't want to say set you up for failure, but yes, I think it will kind of set you up for failure, because I think when you in a relationship, the love at first sight, the attraction only carries a certain amount of weight. Mm-hmm.
But how will it set you up for failure if it's love at first sight and then you take time to get to know the person?
Oh, well, if you take time to get to know the person.
Because it's not a one night stand, it's just love at first sight.
Well, but you told me and I told you that we've never had love at first sight.
Correct.
So the fact that I haven't had it, love at first sight, I guess that's why I'm explaining to you. Somebody I'm actually talking to, it takes time for me to get to know that particular individual. It just takes time. That's mm-hmm. for me. Mm-hmm. But I feel like if it's somebody, if I just met and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I feel like I would be blindsided because I'm locked in on the physical attraction. that thing, it does not stay. Over years, people gain weight. Over years, life happens. Life changes and things of that nature. So, is that really true love?
If you get to know the person, yeah,
yes,
it's true love.
Yes,
so that wouldn't matter if she gained weight or didn't gain weight because you got to know the person.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. For me, I just feel like when it comes to loving that particular individual, it takes time for me to get to that point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm only speaking for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I feel like it will rush things if you just so physically attracted and that, I guess that is a plus to kind of start the thing off.
I think so too.
I mean, it's a great plus.
I think so too. It just depends on how you handle it.
Yeah.
I would like to have a situation like that, just love at first sight, and then you just take time to get to know the person and see where it goes from there.
Because I'm trying to think, like, when I watch YouTube, and there's a particular guy, tall, I mean, nice looking. Everywhere he go, he always he's like 6'7", 6'8", and just really tall. And everywhere he go, everybody see him, and it's always like love at first sight. They so attracted to him, but on his end, is it like, I guess he's just accepting it and just going with it? But I'm just saying, like, it's almost an everyday thing for him.
Mm-hmm.
So is that really love? Is that really love at first sight? Are you
for that person, yeah, but maybe not for him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but so the question, referring back to the question, what is the question again?
Is love at first sight a reality?
Is it a reality? I don't think it's. It's a toss up.
Well, you said 60% of the people have love at first sight,
right? And 40%
does not. It sounds like it's a reality.
Oh well, I mean, it
just depends on how you handle it.
Yes.
And then it depends on if it's both parties. Like you said, like the female's like, ooh, but he might be like, ooh. So is it love at first sight for both?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah. So
that's a really,
if it is, then your chances might be higher than just one.
Your chance of having a
lasting relationship. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think.
Got it. Yeah. So Angel, I'm sorry you wasn't, love at first sight. Actually, you know what though? Let me back up a little bit, because I'm trying to really think here. When I first seen you, actually there was some interest, but it wasn't like I stopped everything.
It wasn't love at first sight.
Yes, it wasn't. Yeah, but I was like,
Yeah, you took a second look.
Yeah, and
you did stop everything.
Yeah. Huh?
You did stop everything.
Yeah, I think I dropped the pizza.
No, you did not. So, I guess the reality is it can have love at first sight. Yes. It just depends on how you handle it.
It does.
And it depends on if both parties have the love at first sight.
Right.
And if one party just take it slow. Don't have no one night stand. But like I said, I don't think one night stand is love at first sight. That's just
lust at first sight.
Yeah. let's just do this and move. Keep it moving.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Amen.
So guys, that's pretty much it for today. This little discussion about love at first sight. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
and we're looking forward to you coming back. Remember, we post every first and third Wednesday of the month. You can find us on any place you get your podcast. Also on YouTube for video streaming. Thank you so much for stopping by. We want you to remember 3 things. Live, love, and laugh. Bye-bye.